that has been picked out here. I'm very it's used to be one of those picks that was just one of those cutesy picks that people never really paid attention to. Now with the recent changes, she can chain her skills together now. The Molina hits more than one person on impact, like as soon as it lands. So it's basically like a Molina grenade that she can toss out there, and then she can collect that together with that Molina Blitz ultimates very quickly. So you don't even have time to react. But as soon as you realize you're transformed, there's already an ultimate coming down, bouncing its way towards you and your team. And a Hellcurt. We haven't seen a Hellcurt in a good hot minute.
Okay, wait. Is this a Barrett's XP lane? I feel like this is kind of like a spur of a moment thing, right? Like we were gearing up for the fact that the Barrett's is gonna be the one in the jungle, but the Barrett's up against the X-Borg here, or even up against the Baksha, that's not really a good matchup here. So I think they could have. What is the okay? Maybe they're trying to go for like they helped her to take down the backlines, or maybe even steal some of the objectives. But I think that was kind of like a spur of the moment things coming out from the Homebois here.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of confused on that because there's just so many different ways it could go, especially if you maybe Baratz is on the roam, you have Gwen in the XP lane, or do you have Gwen as a tank in the roam position? We're about to find out, I guess, where this comes into play. So many different changes that we've been seeing here that are just kind of head scratching, but we're going to be moving on to game 2 to see if Homebois can take this to a game 3 against.
Get those stacks, and at this point, right, Sapat hasn't been able to get those stacks up just yet. And looking at this, it is Soren on the Guinevere. So this is for Homebois to actually have that set up. And I think, yeah, that final pick actually kind of made us scratch our heads and say, okay, where is everybody going to be placed at? So far, AP.Bren doing really well here in the gold lane. Still able to keep it up here with nets. But Flapteasy is going to be the one prioritized here by Homebois.
Yeah, and he's going to go. They already burst down that armor, but still putting on those stacks. Here comes the darkness. Dark Knight falls. Flapteasy still survives. Chibi almost got caught there, but here on the side, Kyle Teasy finds a kill onto Zorn and going to go ahead and disappear. That's going to be first blood for AP.Bren.
Wow, did you see the flicker out from Flapteasy? He actually flickered out when Chibi was actually gonna go in for the for the ultimate there, like that Dark Knight falls, and he's like, okay, I feel like I can still sustain this, and you know, with the chemistry that AP.Bren has, they had that backup. Kaltizi was able to pick up that first kill. Overall, AP.Bren is just winning it so far here, and they're prepared to take on to Homebois. Let's see if Homebois can actually go in for a steal here, because you still have that Dark Knight Falls to actually steal in the objective here. Kaltizi going to be working up this first turtle. Sword does not have that ultimate just yet, so AP.Bren can take this without any contest, not unless Chibi comes in.
Yeah, Chibi comes in, Dark Knight Falls is out, but he gets slowed down. Ogwin was right there waiting for him to come in. As soon as the Dark Knight Falls went in, he got put down. Zorn looking for an escape is going to use that flicker to get himself away.
Yeah, the nice zoning too there by AP.Bren. They actually camped out in that tiny bush over there, so to give vision towards AP.Bren. Super Marco, though, it's a different story here on the bottom side. We did mention that the carry is going to have a hard time up against this Harriet that has a little bit more advantage when it comes to the range. As you can see, Owen already rotating towards this bottom side to give a little bit more of that assistance to Marco.
Yeah, and I want to say a good read by Nets right now. He smells something in the water. He's just like, okay, something's up down here. I know there's got to be Ogwin must be near. Oh, they do actually catch him. The Zaman Force is out. Trying to help Super Marco. He does catch a kill. Ogwin unable to help and has to watch his teammate go down. It is now tied 1-1 for Homebois and AP.Bren.
Yeah, the thing here about Homebois is that they understand that the fact that Nets can actually pretty much pressure Super Marco on his lane. That's why you see the rotations mostly going towards the XP here. As Flapteasy gonna get pressured on. He's gonna pop in that last instant and it actually gets Sipat. And this is what I was saying, right? The Barrett's does not have that much mobility, plus the fact that it only has to flicker out. So up against the export, it's not really gonna be that good when it comes to the laning phase.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate when you're trying. Oh, Chibi might be getting caught here.
Chibi?
Use his flicker. Here comes the Dark Knight Falls is out. We do have a pop up there on the Kyle TZ looking for the damage. Zaman Force
Really
laid down,
though?
so he's crawling away. And Matilda able to use that ability to get him out of harm's way, but he still goes down. You can see the value coming. Flap TZ with the flicker. Udil takes a whole heap of damage, and Nom Nom's first a pat able to eat up Flap TZ, and they're going to claim a kill. 3-3 apiece here.
Yeah, the side of Homebois was able to get in some of the trade-offs, and with that pick off onto Kyle TZ, Homebois going to be able to take this one in. Unless there's going to be any contest. The turtle, okay, going to be taken in by the Homebois, and this time they actually kind of clap back here up against the side of AP.Bren.
Ooh, a Nets and a Zorn looking to put the damage on. We do have a Violet Requiem on the Kyle TZ, but I mean, that's a big tanky boy in that box here. Now here comes the rest of the team trying to chase down Ogwen and Kyle TZ, but they're going to go ahead and use that guiding wind to get themselves to safety.
Okay, so Pat also actually moved down towards this bottom side, actually sharing a little bit of those gold creeps with Nets. So let's see if that will actually make much of a difference here, because so far it is fine, because Nets is actually winning in the lane. They might actually go in for the switch right now, just as it hits the 5-minute mark to be able to get in at least some trade. Zorn though tries to go in for Flap TZ. He's a little bit tanky. Let's see if Homebois can actually take him down.
Yeah, they do land a pop-up, but Flap TZ might be in a little bit of trouble here. Udil finding the kill there as well. Bringing him up, Homeboy is now up 1 kill to AP.Bren right now. Gold pretty much tied for both of them right now, still looking at, especially, I mean, the laning, he was going to have the biggest problem because his whole kit is based on being able to kind of kick and maintain his stacks. Now we're starting up on the turtle. We're about half health right now. You can see Flap TZ. Oh, Nets actually might be in trouble. Zaman Force has been dropped, but he gets taken down quickly by the Nana. This is going to leave it open for Chibi to take the turtle. Last Insanity is out looking for Zorn. Puts on the damage, and that might... Nope. We're going to be able to use that dash to get away. So, I mean, you get a kill, but Homeboy's able to get themselves another turtle. While you see now the pressure with the numbers in their favor. AP.Bren now starting to put some pressure onto the mid lane, but decide against pressing their advantage.
Yeah, the thing here about Homebois and AP.Bren in that final turtle crash here. Oh, although Flap TZ here. Can we go up some deal once again? They've been going at it ever since game number 1, though. They've been able to survive, but yeah, just as I was saying, you know, AP.Bren kind of understood that the Homebois had the prime position there. They were able to take the turtle, so they went for Nets instead. Pressure the gold lane for the turtle take. So still some nice trade-offs there across the board for AP.Bren. And looking at the gold of your house, but it's not gonna be easy. 3 purifies here that haven't been used just yet. And so far, the pressure is going to be on to the mid lane. Okay, Super Marco and Owen, though.
Yeah, speaking of the Purifies, we do have a Daytona's Welcome that lands on to Super Marco. Nets able to find the kill there. That is going to be 1 down for AP.Bren. They're looking immediately to go for this Lord right after they get that kill. The focus on them is remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, Marco was isolated there. He was with Ogwen that was trying to get him to safety. But Zorn, they had that Purify up, but the rest of Homebois was just working on them. They get in this first Lord of the game.
Yeah, and now we have the Zaman Force laid out there. Still, Nets in trouble on this side. Gets taken out by Ogwen, and they're going to be able to get Flap TZ to safety. They do get the Lord. They lose 1 in the process in the ensuing fight of it. But I want to say, I mean, Homeboy's doing a good job of being able to waste out these Purifies. You're going to have the Violet Requiem coming out from Zorn, and then Sapat is right there behind to scoop them up with that Daytona's Welcome.
Yeah, bottom side too, like Homebois is doing their best to pressure it out and at least capitalize this lead that they have up against AP.Bren by at least taking in the outer turrets here and maybe going in for the second. It's a relatively low kill count.
Yeah, and that's Zorn going ahead and lands onto Flap TZ, but Flap TZ able to get away there. I don't think he had the Violet Requiem. Here comes a circling eagle onto Udil. He decides, Ogwen decides against continuing it and getting the pop up there. AP.Bren able to very quickly take down this Lord, a non-luminous Lord there, but I want to say it might be a little bit harder once we move on to these next ones.
Yeah, Flap TZ right now, he is been the one frontlining apart from Kyle TZ. What's making it really hard here too is that most of the time, right, like the Swords pickoffs here onto either Super Marco or Few, right? You do have the guy, perhaps like either they take down Chibi before the Lord comes up, or maybe even try to get a
Ooh.
singular pickoff here. But here comes Zorn.
Yeah, we do have a pop-up there on the Flap TZ. He gets terrified away, has no more armor, is gonna have to back up. Kyle TZ in a little bit of trouble, has activated that Tortoise Puissance, trying, you see the trail as he tries to run away. Dark Knight falls, is out, big pop-up lands, but the Purify is out. Zorn in trouble, gets taken down by Flap TZ. Kyle Chibi gets taken down by Super Marco. Now, Net's in trouble, trying to dance his way around this. Is he gonna be able to? Finds the kill onto Super Marco, while Flap TZ trying to flame him for his troubles. Oh, we have a Daytona's Welcome, which lands. Are they going to be able to put the damage onto him? He does. He still has that immortality out. Down comes the Zaman Force. Net's trying to chase down the kill, decides against continuing it, and backs up.
Yeah, 2 for the price of 1. Super Marco activated that Purify, and by the time he went up against Nets, he was just dancing around. And taking a look at the items here, he has picked up the Corrosion Sight and the Golden Staff. Maybe perhaps going in for the Demon Hunter Sword as his next item. The gold lead is going to go to Nets when it comes to the gold lane. 8,000 for him, and Super Marco is still behind by 1,000. 35,000 for the Homeboys. They're looking to take in this Lord. Let's see if they might manage to get in a pick-off. Sword's already setting something up there up top. He does not have the conceal though.
Yeah, so he's waiting. We're at the Lord, just down to about 10%. Looking for a bait. I think Homeboys are very confident in their ability to team fight this, so they're kind of very slow playing this Lord. They're dragging it out. They want to know where AP.Bren is on the map right now. But as they're doing that, as they're kind of slow playing it, they've got minions starting to make their way towards their towers. Lord pulled out again and goes ahead and gets reset. Probably a very frustrating day for the Lord here. Doesn't know if they want to fight, doesn't know if they want to leave him alone. They're coming back and forth. You can see now Flap TZ and AP.Bren starting to put the damage onto the Lord at about half health right now. Still looking for the opportunity. Chibi, it gets dragged out again. They're dancing around this, and nobody, each team looking for the first one to make a mistake. Ooh, Deal goes in a little bit close. Here comes the circling eagle, taking with him Flap TZ into the back lines, but be careful, they all reset back on the map. Half health for this Lord.
Yeah, even the Lord's getting confused. Oh, Few, pick up the Chibi. It's massive. And that's it. AP.Bren can just go for this Lord, and that is going to be it. Few's like, it's over. We're just going to be taking this in. I take down Chibi, I take in this Lord, and AP.Bren bounces back in just like that in the 14-minute mark.
When it comes to plays like that, where both teams are jockeying for position, slow playing the Lord, it's always comes down to the first one to make a mistake or the first team to create it. And you saw it there with Few on the Nana, able to find Chibi, and then the rest of the team absolutely jumped on the opportunity. Now, Homeboys are facing a Luminous Lord heading down the bottom lane, while I'm sure we're probably going to see AP.Bren trying to exert some pressure onto these the top and mid lane.
Oh, that's interesting. Owen just picked up the Bloodwings here, just to add up to that additional magic damage and the shields. The bottom lane is bare though. They can just, the Lord can just go straight in for the base, as AP.Bren is going to be forcing out the fight here. Chibi is down. As Homeboys, one member down, as the Lord's going to be knocking in their base.
Yeah, already at the core right now. They have to have an answer for it. Unfortunately, Chibi a little late with that Dark Knight Falls. Still gets caught by Super Marco. A little bit slower of a game. We talked about it not matching up in the mid game. We do have a Last Insanity out. Deal is backing off. Super Marco puts the finishing touches on that mid tower. Now we are at the core. Just one more. Well, actually, we have 2 towers up at the top. A high ground and the tier 2.
There it goes.
Finds the mid. We only have one more high ground. Is Homeboys going to be able to stop this Last Insanity to try to zone them out? Super Marco puts the finishing touches on the high ground, and they all decide against pursuing this any further. They got one more Lord, and it does look like Homeboys might be at the last minutes of their game.
Yeah, tankiest heroes in the game is already taking up so much damage from that Nana, but it seems like AP.Bren, they might actually just commit for this. Kaltiz is gonna go in.
Yeah, we have the Daytona's welcome, followed by the Dark Knight Fall. Still looking at who's going to be able to come out on top. Zaman Force has been released. Few finds a kill on to Zorn, and this might be a wrap. Super Marco is down too as well, though. You can see C-Pot in the back. He might not want to be part of this fight. 2 down for Homebois as AP.Bren looking to press their advantage, and that is going to be very enticing, especially with only 10 seconds left on this Lord.
Okay, Nets actually forced the back away, trying to get in that purple buff. Homebois has to check their base too because they don't have any of these inhibitors. And AP.Bren, they have that map control, they have that gold lead, and at the same time, the numbers advantages are towards their side. Actually, Few landed in that nice Molina Blitz once again to be able to take down 2 members of Homebois. And with the safety of that guiding wind from Owen, it's just able to, you know, let AP.Bren evade these clashes that they don't want to happen.
Flapteezy goes in. He does get caught up and popped up. Nets is going to find a kill onto Flapteezy. Ogwin able to get away with like 1 health point to his name, but now Homeboy is going to be dealing with a Luminous Lord coming down through mid lane. As we take a look at this highlight, Kim.
Yeah, let's the last insanity being popped there by Flapteezy. Actually, I think he thought he could have at least taken down Sepat there or Udil, but at the same time, Homebois had that answer with Zorn. He was punished at that point, and could be the deal here for AP.Bren if they manage to steal in this Lord.
Yeah, and right now, I think the focus should be on a Few who's 3-0-4. We do have the Dark Knight Falls starting to close the distance. Is the Matilda comes in there. Immortality has been activated, but Ogwin very wisely using that guiding wind to get out of harm's way. Kyle Teasy checks a bush, does get popped up by Zorn, who decides not to put on the Violet Requiem. The rest of AP.Bren in the midst of this purple buff, forcing out Homebois. They say this is their jungle now.
Yeah, the thing is, Kyle Teasy is not going to be easy to take down here, right? Pretty much like the Fredrin, once it gets the items here, it can pretty much counter out. If I'm not mistaken, I saw a Radiant Armor being picked up there by Kyle Teasy and the Guardian's Helmet to add up to this innate tankiness already. 60 seconds in, I think, for the Homebois here, you know, a setup here for Zorn, but it's not gonna be easy. Everybody still has their Purify up, plus they have to deal with the insane burst that Few has and the outs that they can actually do in the clashes with Ogwen's Guiding Wind.
Yeah, so much burst on their side, and it just takes 1 mistake. Like I said, all you were talking about it, all Few needs to do, land 1 ability, and it's over for at least 1 member of the Homebois. And then that is just quite an amount of damage and quite a lot of frustration and pressure on a team where you're looking to try to be patient, you're looking to kind of to try to look for an opening against a team like AP.Bren, and now 18 seconds left on the next Lord.
Yeah, 20 minutes in, I think at this point, everybody pretty much has the items that they need to have. It's all about the execution. It's all about the decision-making between these 2 teams. 1 mistake, again, could actually turn this entire thing around. So everybody's going to have to be extra careful here. We see the Necklace of Durance being purchased here as well through because of all the shields that AP.Bren has at this moment. And once again, Lord Dance, Kyle Teasy going to be working up, starting up this Lord. Chibi could actually just go in for the steal, but you know, this is gonna be what's hard for Homebois here is 1 wipeout here. They could actually go for a straight push, and here it comes.
Yeah, you see them going in now. You saw the Daytona's welcome coming there. Chibi actually gets taken out. That's going to be the retribution for the Homebois, who are now trying to get out. Sepat taking a heap of damage. You see the flicker in. Flapteezy able to close the distance and find the kill. You see the circling eagle from Ogwen. Nets might not be long for this world from the side. Super Marco. This is going to be a wrap. That is 3 people down for the Homebois, including their retribution. But it does look like Ogwen, they're trying to, they still want, they have the taste for blood now. They're not letting, they're not wanting to let Nets go free.
Yeah, 30 seconds before the others are up. They're gonna go for Nets. There's the circling eagle onto him. It's only Odile and Nets left to defend the base. AP.Bren, they might actually just go for the push.
Yeah, they're looking for 10% left, and that's gonna be a wrap, a clean sweep for the world champions, AP.Bren.